Hello, Citizen Kale here. Welcome to the show, if you must. Glad you could make it, I suppose. But I am happy to tell you that my nephew, wee Kale, is back again. How you doing, son?
Oh, all right, I suppose.
Oh, good answer, wee Kale. Not overly enthusiastic or positive. Very good. So, any news?
Well, Uncle Kale, we've had a letter from a Mrs. Trellis of North Wales.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and she says, love the show.
So, is this a show, wee Kale?
Well, what else could it be, Uncle?
I thought it was a broadcast.
A broadcast?
Yeah, you know, like the shipping forecast.
The shipping forecast?
Aye, you know, the shipping forecast. Fisher, German bite, north Sarah, northwesterly 4 or 5, occasionally 6 at first. Moderate or rough, occasional rain, good, occasionally poor. Ooh, that's lovely.
Oh, Uncle Kale, that's not what the kids want. That's no way to get likes on Facebook or thumbs up or retweets on Instagram.
What are you talking about, wee Kale? Do you think I care what other people think? And you shouldn't either.
But don't you want lots of people to like you? Don't you want the power of fame and wealth?
Oh, wee Kale, be careful what you wish for, son, because you might just get it.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that might not be what you expect. Actually, this week's Tale of Kale is on that very topic. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, yes, Uncle Kale, I would. I really would.
Very well. If you're sitting comfortably, then I'll begin. The telegram informing me of Uncle Hamish's untimely death reached me in Manitoba. I was working as a lumberjack in the hills above Cedar Lake at the time. It had been my mother's dearest wish that I follow in the family tradition.
Get out of the house and cut down some trees,
she had implored me. The telegram read, Uncle Hamish dead, presumed missing after freaking kelp accident. Come ye home quickest. I wasn't convinced of the need for that ye. Seemed overly dramatic to me. I learned there was to be a family memorial service. Truth be told, I'd been looking for an excuse to leave the great North Woods. I never did like it all that much, and that day the axe just fell. I took the Uber Moose to Winnipeg and then hitched rides. Grand Forks, Fargo, Minneapolis, Chicago, Cleveland, and finally, New York City. I took the steamer to Liverpool, a bus to Edinburgh, train to the north. Very nice. I liked travelling. I had made good time and arrived in the village the day before the memorial service. My family and friends were happy to see me, but a little subdued under the circumstances. After the service, we all went to the village hall for the reception. They'd put on a lovely spread. There were scones, jam, plenty of tea, salt and vinegar crisps, oat cakes, kelp dip, sheep dip. I got to speaking with a couple of his neighbours, Morag Leek and Flora Parsnip.
He was a lovely man, wasn't he, Morag?
Oh, yes, a lovely man, most of the time.
Yes, most of the time. Always said good morning, Mrs. Parsnip, to me. Very polite.
Oh, yes, a very polite man, most of the time.
Yes, most of the time. He loved his books, of course, didn't he, Morag?
Oh, yes, loved his books.
Always had a dusty old book under his arm. Often see him up at the Big Hoose Library, didn't we, Morag?
Oh, yes, we saw him up at the Big Hoose with his books.
And I would often see him walking across the moors.
Oh, yes, he liked to walk, did old Hamish, liked to walk.
He was a very purposeful walker, if you know what I mean. Always seemed to be looking for something. Wouldn't you say, Morag?
Oh, yes, always looking for something.
Ladies, do you know what he was looking for?
No, I've no idea.
How about you, Morag?
No idea. Perhaps he'd lost his, favourite, pencil?
Favourite pencil? Did he have a favourite pencil?
No, not that I know of.
So, ladies, what do you think happened to Hamish?
Well, he told us he was going out in that old boot of his to collect some kelp for his dinner. He liked a bit of kelp for dinner. He did indeed, Morag, as we all do. Oh, yes, we do indeed.
So
he said he was going to Tricky Point.
Tricky Point?
Yes, Tricky Point. Very tricky is Tricky Point, hence the name. Hence the name indeed, Morag. However, it does have some of the best kelp in the area, but the tides and currents out there are treacherous, aren't they, Morag? Oh, aye, treacherous. I saw him in the harbour in his boot. He gave me a wave and started to row towards Tricky Point. Aye, Tricky Point. Yes, Tricky Point.
Look, ladies, will you stop saying Tricky Point?
Tricky Point?
Yes. So, look, what happened?
Well, he never came back.
What about his boat?
Oh, they found his boat floating, capsized and empty near Tricky Point. Aye, Tricky Point.
I see. Okay, thank you, ladies.
Oh, Kale, before you go, there was a man asking after you. Said he had something of Hamish's he had to give you.
What man?
I didn't catch his name. Didn't you see him at the service, standing at the back, head bowed? Don't think I've seen him in the village before. Probably one of Hamish's old library friends. He's around somewhere.
On my walk back into town, I met the man. Kale, I'm an old friend of your Uncle Hamish. A few weeks ago, he confided in me and said that if anything happened to him, I should contact his nephew Kale and get him to come home, and I should give him this package. It was I who sent that telegram. I see. Then tell me this. Why did you write ye? Come ye home? Well, I just thought it added a little drama to the telegram, you know. I see. But who are you? My name is unimportant. But if you must know, it's Fin Fin Hammerstadt Trosha Achna Oik Oink Twizzle Bubberat McDuff. But please call me Bob. What a strange name. What, Bob? No, what? Nothing. Anyway, Bob, what happened to my Uncle Hamish? Well, Kale, for a few months, your uncle seemed preoccupied. Worried, he looked over his shoulder. But when I asked if he had any problems, he would laugh and deny anything was wrong. Anyway, as I say, he made me promise that if anything happened, I should get in touch with you and give you this package. He handed me a package about the size of a shoebox, wrapped in brown paper. And now that I have carried out my promise to your uncle, I must go. Wait, Bob, you look familiar. Have we met somewhere before? No, I don't think so. He walked into the crowd, and I lost sight of him. Back in my room, I looked at the package. There was a label with my name in my uncle's handwriting. Under the brown paper was a cardboard box. I opened it. I found a wooden box, its sides made entirely of small, intricately carved and inlaid wood. I gently shook it. Something inside made a soft noise. There didn't appear to be a join, and I could not work out how to open the box. Tired, I decided to go to bed. I was more concerned with what I was to do with my life now I was back home. I considered writing a book, or perhaps working in the local radio station, Radio Empty Marshland. I drifted off to sleep.
This is Radio Empty Marshland. It's 7:45 a.m. and this is Duncan Danoon's Drive Time. We have a request from a Mrs. Spigot of Inver. She'd like a song for her dog Benji. Benji's a big fan of late 70s dub, especially King Tubby and Scientist. So, Benji, this one's for you.
The next morning, I looked through the local newspaper, the Empty Marshland Chronicle. The main stories were, man trips over stick, no injuries reported. Every bicycle a potential theft, says local constable. And local man Hamish Kale lost at sea. My eyes fell on the wooden box from my uncle. I picked it up and slowly turned it in my hands. Now refreshed after sleep, and in the bright daylight, I could clearly see just how intricate the wooden inlay work was. It was a complex design, tiny squares and triangles, different coloured woods, with a perfectly smooth surface. The craftsmanship was breathtaking. It was clearly hollow, and there was something, paper perhaps, inside the box. I examined it more carefully, my fingertips crawling around the surfaces and edges. It was a beautiful and fascinating object. Suddenly, my fingertip felt a slight movement of one of the small wooden tiles. I focused on it and gently pushed. It depressed a few millimeters and remained there. I carefully felt around the 6 sides of the box, searching for another moving tile. After 5 minutes, I found one, but still the box would not open. Another 30 minutes revealed 2 more tiles that could be depressed. An hour later, becoming tired, frustrated, and bored, I gave up, thinking that it was some elaborate joke played on me by my Uncle Hamish. I threw the box onto the bed and looked out of the window to the harbour walls. I noticed a dark figure standing there. Was it Bob? There was a sound behind me, a very quiet, wood creaking sound. I slowly turned. The noise was coming from the box. I picked it up. Several tiny tiles were moving in and out. Then there was a click, and the box gently opened. There was a faint smell of wormwood. I opened the lid of the box and found a folded piece of parchment. I opened up the parchment. On it was written, "Congratulations, you have opened the box. You are the first man to have achieved this in over 200 years. The box is at your command. To reap your reward, you must solve the 3 riddles which will be revealed to you. If you successfully solve these riddles, the reward will be unimaginable power and riches. But if you fail, you must be prepared to pay the consequences. If you wish to stop now, you may do so. Simply command the box to close, and that will be an end. If you wish to continue, declare your intention now. But be warned, unimaginable power and riches do not come easily." I had nothing else to do that weekend, and unimaginable power and riches might be nice. I had a credit card bill to pay, and I needed a new computer. So I decided to give it a go. What could possibly go wrong? After all, it was just a mysterious, creepy box from beyond the grave. Box, I accept the challenge. A delicate blue vapour emanated from the box. There was a faint smell of caramel popcorn. When the vapour dissipated, there was a thick and yellowing card in the box, which had not been there before. I picked it up and read. Riddle number 1. I run like the wind, but I am not the wind. I have 4 legs, a long tail, and a long face. If you put a saddle on my back, you can ride me if you like. What am I? I spoke to the box.
A horse?
There was a puff of blue vapour, and another small card appeared in the box. It said, Do you mind if I speak?
What?
I said out loud.
Do you mind if I speak?
The voice came from the box.
No. Why would I?
Well, it tends to freak people out somewhat, you know. Mysterious talking box and all that.
No, be my guest, box. Knock yourself out, pal.
Thank you. So, anyway, how did you get the answer to my ingenious riddle so quickly?
Well, box, it was a pretty crappy riddle.
Crappy? What do you mean, crappy? I've been stumping them for years.
Really?
Yes, really. Okay, Mr. Cleverboots, let us move on to riddle number 2. I'm really big and made of rock. My feet in the forest, my head in the clouds. If you try to climb me, better take care, or you may prefer just to appreciate me from afar.
Is the answer to your riddle perhaps a mountain?
What? What sorcery is this?
Look, box, that's not really a riddle. That's just a kind of kid's pub quiz question.
Pub quiz?
A riddle is more like, the beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. Box?
Wait, I know this one. Beginning of eternity.
Well, that's just an example. I'm saying, that's a proper riddle.
So, what's the answer?
What do you mean?
The answer to your riddle.
Oh, the answer. The answer is the letter E.
What? I don't get it.
Well, the beginning of the word eternity is an E.
Yes.
And end of time and space, those words end in an E.
Oh, that's yes, very good. Very good indeed. All right, Mikhail. Here is the 3rd and final riddle, and by God, this is the one. You are never going to get this one. This has stumped better men than you down the centuries, from Constantinople to Kazakhstan.
Well, fire away, box.
Right. Okay. A precious stone as clear as diamond. Seek it out whilst the sun's near the horizon. Though you can walk on water with its power, try to keep it and it'll vanish within an hour.
Oh, that's much better, box. Much better. Now that's a proper riddle. Very nice.
Aha. I have you now, Mikhail. Stumped. Like thousands before you.
So, box, is the answer ice?
Yes. That's correct. That's it. That's it. I might as well pack up and retire. I mean, what's the point of a mystery box if it can't even come up with a decent riddle? I'm finished. Oh, I knew it would come to this. I knew I should have worked on my riddling skills. In Mystery Box School, they told us, sharpen the saw, you're only as good as your last riddle. Oh, they were right. Oh, what am I going to do?
Hey, box, look, man, don't worry about it. I'll give you a few old classics for your repertoire.
Would you, Kale? Would you? That's very decent of you. Very decent indeed, I must say.
Okay, well, how about this for a start? I walk on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening. What am I?
Oh, I say. That's good. A wheelbarrow? With a limp?
No.
An old centipede?
No.
Is it a very slow three-legged race with 3 one-legged men?
No.
Is it a bicycle?
No, it's not a bicycle box. It's a man.
A man?
Yes, 4 legs as a baby, 2 legs as an adult, 3 legs means an old man with a walking stick in old age. You get it?
Oh my God, that's genius. With a walking stick, you say?
Yeah, a walking stick.
And 4 legs is a baby.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, Box, don't get emotional on me. It's just a riddle. It's an old one.
But it's beautiful.
Right, okay. Look, I can let you have a few more like that.
Would you, Kale? Would you?
Aye, Box. But how about the unimaginable power and wealth for solving the riddles? You know, you said if I solved your 3 riddles, I would be granted access to unimaginable power and wealth.
Oh, yes. That unimaginable power and wealth. Okay, a deal's a deal, I suppose. You know, you're the first person to ever solve all 3 riddles. I can't actually remember what the unimaginable power and wealth was. Anyway, well, the portal to the power lays not 1 mile from where we speak, out on the old coast road, out there on the moor, the old standing stones. You know them?
The standing stones? Yes, I know them.
Those standing stones are Viking stones, 10th century, you know. The big stone represents King Harold.
Yeah, okay.
King Harold united the Danish tribes. People said he had the power of lightning and thunder. He shaped those stones with his bare hands. And when the power of the new meets the power of the old, then the portal of power will be revealed.
Box, what are you talking about, man?
Mikhail, I am talking about the power of the runes.
The runes?
Yes, the runes. Your iPhone may be the link to 10th century King Harold of Denmark.
What? Why?
His name was King Harold Bluetooth.
Bluetooth? So...
The Bluetooth in your phone will make the connection in time and space and dimensions beyond the grave, and so with King Harold, and he will release the power.
Really?
Well, maybe. It's worth a try.
Okay. Carrying the box, I walked out on the old coast road to the standing stones. I approached the big stone. I took my phone out and turned it on.
Have you got the app, Kale? The app of power?
Is it Android?
Android? Certainly not. Only available in Apple. Well, you know, Steve was one of the Illuminati.
What are you talking about? There's no such thing as the Illuminati. Next you'll be telling me that the Shedman is real.
Well, actually, look, Kale, we don't have time to argue.
Illuminati, that's all just conspiracy theory rubbish. Occult nonsense.
Well, Mikhail, you're the one arguing with the mysterious talking wooden box. I guess you should know.
Anyway, look, I've got the app. Let's get on with it.
Okay, now, stand next to the big stone. Tap the app of power and wait until you have a connection.
Okay, I'm tapping.
Anything happening?
No, just the little spinning thing is going round. Wait, something's happening.
What, Kale? What's happening?
The screen is turning blue. I can see a face emerging. A bearded man. He's smiling. He looks like a Viking or something. Oh my God. He's got blue teeth.
Kale, it's King Harold. King Harold Bluetooth.
At that moment, a figure stepped out of the shadows. For a moment, I thought it was King Harold, but as it approached, I realized it was Bob. Good evening, Kale. My God, you did it. you actually did it. Congratulations. Didn't think you would, but you proved me wrong. Bob? No. Wait. No. It can't be. Hamish?
Yes, Kale, that's me, Hamish.
But, Hamish, I thought you had...
You thought exactly what I needed you to think.
He put his hand in his pocket and pulled out a gun.
And now, Kale, put the box and the phone on the ground and step away.
Hamish, what are you doing, man? This is madness.
I will only say this one more time, Kale. Put the box and the phone on the ground and step away. I prefer not to kill you, but I've come too far to be stopped now.
Kale, do as he says.
But
I'll be okay.
But Box...
It'll be all right, McHale. Just do it.
Yes, Kale, listen to your little boxy friend.
I put the box and the phone on the ground and stepped backwards. Hamish walked slowly forward, his eyes and his gun pointing at me. He picked up the two objects.
Finally, after years of searching, years of fruitless searching, now I will receive what is rightfully mine.
Hamish looked into the phone's screen.
Ah, it's him. It's King Harold Bluetooth, just as the old rune said.
Who summons King Harold Bluetooth from beyond the grave?
I do, O King, I do.
And what is your request?
King Harold, it is written that he that solves the riddles and connects the app of power will be granted unimaginable wealth and power. Is that not so?
That is so.
Then, Bluetooth, I, Hamish Bubble Wrap Macduff, claim my rightful prize.
Very well, Macduff. You shall receive your rightful prize. Place your hands on the great stone of Bluetooth.
Hamish placed his hands onto the stone. There was a low, pulsating rumble. The great stone started to glow with a faint blue light. The light grew in intensity until it became difficult to hold my gaze. Hamish was laughing manically.
The power! I feel it running through my veins.
His hands started to sink into the rock. Then he was up to his elbows.
What?
He tried to step back, but could not.
No, wait! Let me go! What is happening? No!
There was a scream from Hamish, and he disappeared, pulled into the rock in a flash of blue electric light. He had gone. The light started to fade. Then there was silence. I walked over to the stone. There was a mist of blue vapor drifting through the grass. I picked up the phone. King Harold's face is still there. King Harold, what have you done to Hamish? Where is he?
He has been given his unimaginable power and wealth. See for yourself.
The image on the screen changed. There was Hamish, but now a more pixelated version. He's running left to right, over small hills, sometimes jumping, sometimes hitting golden coins.
Hamish received what he asked for, power and wealth. He will be playing this game for all eternity.
The little Hamish figure in the game stopped running and turned his head to me, and in a pitiful, digitized 8-bit cry, he said,
Kale, help me, please.
But then he was off, running again, jumping, never stopping, sometimes falling, sometimes being caught, but never stopping.
Box, we must help him.
McHale, we cannot help him now. He received what he wished for, and now He must pay the price.
I couldn't bear to watch poor Hamish, so I turned off the game and put the phone in my pocket. Holding the box, I walked slowly over the moorland, back towards the village.
Mikhail, thank you for looking after me these last few days. It's very decent of you, you know. You didn't have to, and I really appreciate it.
Ah, you're very welcome, Box. So, what do we do now?
Well, Mikhail, there's a whole world out there I've never seen. What say we go take a trip?
Okay, Box, let's do it. You know, I've always wanted to see the deserts of North Africa. What say you to Casablanca?
Oh, splendid, Mikhail, splendid.
You know, Box, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Oh, Uncle Kale, that was great. Very exciting. I didn't see that ending coming at all.
Aye, wee Kale, well, that's the lesson. Be very careful what you wish for, because you might not get what you expect.
Aye, but Hamish was lucky, wasn't he?
What? What do you mean, lucky?
Well, he got to play Super Mario from inside the game. How great is that? That's awesome.
No, wee Kale, it's not awesome. You completely misunderstood the moral of the story. Hamish's greed and misguided search for wealth and power corrupted him and led to his downfall and terrible end. Stuck in that awful game, possibly forever, or at least until the batteries run out.
Uncle Kale, it's not an awful game. It's great. I play it all day. Yesterday I played for 9 hours. Now I knew what I really want. I want to be in the game like Hamish. Uncle Kale, can I have the box?
No, you cannot, wee Kale. I think we need to have a wee talk, son. But first, it's time for some Kaleoke.
Hooray! What's today's song, Uncle Kale?
Well, wee Kale, there comes a time when too much of a good thing is a bad thing. And I think you will soon be losing your favourite game. I don't know what you're looking for. You haven't found it, baby, that's for sure. You rip me up, you spread me all around in the dust of the deed of time. And this is not a case of rust, you see. It's not a matter of you versus me. It's fine the way you want me on my own, but in the end it's always me alone. And I'm losing my favourite game.
I'm losing.
You're losing your mind again.
Just like Hamish.
I'm losing my baby, losing my favourite game. I only know I've been working for another you so I could love you more. I really thought that I could take you there, but my experiment is not getting us anywhere.
No, the experiment is not getting us anywhere, Uncle Kale. Let's try again, shall we?
I had a vision I could turn you right.
Alright.
A stupid mission and a legal fight.
Oh.
I should have seen it when my hope was new.
Aye.
My heart is black and my body is blue, and I'm losing my favourite game. You're losing your mind again.
losing my favorite game. You're losing your mind again.
Losing your mind.
Yes, I'm losing my baby, losing my favorite game.
Losing my favourite game? Oh,
my favorite game.
Hey, but we're losing it, Uncle Kale. We're losing the game.
Aye, I'm losing my favourite game.
Aye.
I thought I'd get up to level 4,
Level 4?
but I couldn't, you know, because the zombies kept shooting me,
Uncle
and
Kale.
I kept falling down. I just couldn't get up to level 5.
What are you talking about?
You know, tries
That's
and
easy. Level 4.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, Uncle Kale, I'm up to level 13.
Level 13? How'd you get up to there?
I guess I'm just a natural.